Okay, good morning, guys. We have a special set of guests with us this morning. I've told you guys for the last week that we are going to be bringing you a new brokerage account to work with. And I want to formally introduce the COO of Caleb and Brown, Jackson Zeng, as well as Jeff Zylstra, who is the senior broker there, who I've been working with. And if you would, guys, please just say hello to these guys.
Morning, Jay. It's so good to have you or have us on your show. Thanks for having us.
Hey, this is Jeff. So yeah, it's really good things.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. So, guys, I've been talking to you for about a week on this, and Jackson agreed to come on with Jeff here so that you guys could hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. But these guys, I'm going to let real quick before I jump into a few things with Jeff. I'm going to let Jackson go ahead and just explain to you guys a little bit about Caleb and Brown, what they're up to over in Australia, what kind of size broker they are, and that kind of thing. So, Jackson, if you don't mind, just take it away there and tell us all about Caleb and Brown.
Yeah, awesome. So we're currently Australia's largest crypto brokerage. We're kind of a personal broker business model where we service the retail to high net worth band of clients and make sure they're fully taken care of with all of their crypto transactions. This means we're the fastest point of liquidity in Australia, and we do the highest volume in terms of OTC trades with kind of high net worth and retail individuals.
Oh, that's perfect. And if I'm not mistaken, weren't you guys involved in some type of fintech company of the year or something last year or this year or something?
Yeah, so a couple of months ago, I think it was around mid this year, we went to a stockbroker and financial advisors conference, and we won the fintech startup of the year. So that is a kind of traditional financial services association, and the sponsors in there include like the Australian Stock Exchange and Commonwealth Bank Securities, which is kind of the Bloomberg of Australia.
Right, man, that's perfect. And I know that you guys obviously have some pretty good liquidity because Jackson, you even set up for me with one of my institutional accounts. You set up with me, I think, up to upwards of $5 or $10 million in liquidity per day, and that's just me, and that's not all your clients. And so you guys have pretty good liquidity there, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct. We're not really going to have any of the liquidity issues that you're going to experience with exchanges because you deal directly with us. And yeah, basically 1 day settlement times, whether you're in the US or Australia.
That's perfect. Well, Jackson, listen, I know you're busy. You're welcome to hang around with me and Jeff a little bit. If you've got to get back to something, I just appreciate you coming on and sharing with the folks a little bit. I have certainly enjoyed working with Jackson. Just so you guys know, Jackson and I have had a relationship going now for, I guess, somewhere around 6 to 8 months. And we've done some transactions together. And in fact, we did one transaction together that stands out to me, where I specifically kind of disappeared for a couple of days, and these guys called me nonstop. Hey, we owe you some money. We owe you some money. And so that was kind of a nice feeling to get from them, that they were anxious to get me paid when they knew they owed me something. That's kind of the way I do business. And so I was really appreciative of that, Jackson.
No worries, Jay. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'll leave it to Jeff here.
Okay, buddy. Have a great day.
Yeah,
so Jeff, let's go through a series of some questions here. I just want these guys to hear from you. They've already heard from me. Thank you also, Jeff. Jeff's been assigned to not just me, but also all of you guys to be the senior broker. And one of the large advantages of that is you're not just going to be calling into some desk. Never mind the fact that you're even going to have a person to text with, email with, or call with, because right now most of you are dealing with Gemini. Most of you are on-ramping your fiat dollars with Coinbase, and you're not even having that opportunity, much less to even work with a senior broker, not a desk. So, Jeff, thank you so much for the service you've been giving me, and I know you're going to extend that also to all of our members.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we try to provide here. We find that, especially in the crypto space, everything's moving so quickly towards, everything's being, it's all online. Where do you go when you need support, when you need someone to speak to? when you need that extra help, you need another opinion, where do you go? We want to provide that extra service, considering there is a huge knowledge gap in this space at the moment anyway, so being able to hold the hands of our clients, from the guy with gray hair that wants to know what a Bitcoin is, doesn't know what a wallet is, all the way to your seasoned veteran trader like yourself. We want to be able to help everybody.
That's perfect. And listen, the other thing I think that's worth noting along that regard is there are so many crypto companies coming online, and all of them are offering the most high tech you can get, but none of them are offering high touch. And I've been in the internet space now for probably the good part of 10 years. And what I've always tried to do in every business I've had is to offer a little bit of high touch with your high tech, because let's face it, we don't have the brick and mortar. Many times we're not seeing each other face to face. And so that high touch that you've been giving me, I know these members are going to enjoy. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But let me just ask you real quickly, just to make sure I'm clear on this and for all the folks. So these guys, if they're sending in, just to get clear here, if they're wiring in fiat dollars from their country, whatever it happens to be, you guys can on-ramp that money straight into all 2,000 plus coins right now?
Yes, absolutely. So the beauty of what we do is there is no opportunity cost to our client. All we require is a proof of wire, so just a photo that it's on its way. We then use company liquidity to lock your trade in, obviously with the client's blessing, on the spot if they want, so they have zero opportunity cost. And yes, to answer your question, yes, pretty much.
Yeah, you actually done a lot of that for me in the last week, and I can just express to these guys that it's phenomenal. I can either be on text with Jeff. My objective is not to suck up all his time. He's got other clients other than us, but I can be on the phone with him. I can be on text with him and say, hey, can I get a live quote on this one? And understand this, guys, when they give you a live quote, sometimes on the screen, you might be looking at a quote and it's the buy price. And these guys are going to be looking at the sell price, because that's where they have to buy it, is for the sell price. So you may see a little difference there, but just understand that, to where all of you don't have to come back and go, hey, why the difference here, like I did. And just understand, he's going to be quoting you, what it would take for you to be able to buy it right then. And so if you say buy it, like I have many times, they buy it. They send you over a, what would you call that you're sending me, Jeff? Is it just kind of a slip of sale? What would you call that? What do you guys call it?
We call it an invoice. So it details, obviously, who placed the trade, the US dollar rates, the Satoshi rates, just all the relevant details, just for your efficient tax tracking at the end of the financial year.
Yeah, it's perfect. And so then from there, guys, you're going to want to, provide Jeff with an address. I think it's always a good business practice for them to send a test amount and then send the rest. So guys, be available. If you're making an order, make yourself available, that you can also get those coins sent over to you. You can see that test, and then you can go ahead and get the rest of them, because again, Jeff has more people to service than just us, but he has already told me he's going to give us a fair amount of attention here. And he's already done that with me. He's gone over and beyond. He's given me 5-star service, and he tends to be one of those people that goes the extra mile. So it's a great relationship. I'm sure you guys will experience the same thing. Now, talk to me about slippage a little bit, Jeff. You kind of explained this to me one time before, but when these guys call in and they get a quote, that quote, it includes slippage, everything. I mean, it's all inclusive in the price, correct?
That is correct. So what we find is, a lot of other brokerages, they may try and make a few extra bucks here and there, but everything that we have is inclusive in our brokerage fee. So what that means for the client is, if we quote a price, okay, we include the slippage in that price. So if it slips against us, we wear that cost, not the client.
Right, man, that's fantastic. And also too, you guys are not going to have, there won't be any limits. I mean, obviously within reason, but there's no limits. Like there's no, you can only buy 100,000 a day of 10 different coins, or you can only sell $100,000 a day. I mean, these guys will pretty much, I know most of their portfolios, and they're not as big as mine, and I'm doing fine with you guys. So they're pretty much going to be limitless, correct, for right now?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we generally deal with figures from 2,000 US, and it goes up to 100 million OTC. So yeah, the sky's the limit, pretty much. Really, we can move funds anywhere in the world without any issues, and yeah, so they won't be capped. The issue is we wanted to take out the whole opportunity cost for a client. We find clients using Coinbase, they're limited to 5,000, 10,000 a week, things like that. That's no good. By the time you invest in your asset, it could have moved 20%. So we want to be able to take that full opportunity cost out for clients. And yeah.
Man, that's perfect. I know people are going to love that. Also, they can set up with you, they can set up a business account, a trust account, or an individual account. And if you don't mind me saying, and you can just correct me if I'm wrong, if these folks want to set up with you and start making a trade right away, for example, wire you $5,000 or $10,000, it would be in their best interest to just set it up as a personal, because through the personal they can get their KYC done, usually in minutes. And then if they want to come back and set up a trust or set up a corporation and have multiple outlets there, then they can take the time to do that, where that might take a little more time with KYC. Is that an accurate statement, or is there something I need to be corrected on there?
That is an accurate statement. Yes, registering with us as an individual is the quickest, simplest, and easiest process. Although we can onboard you, through your trust, your self-directed IRA, your company, whatever structure makes sense to you tax-wise. We can onboard, but yes, in short, the individual is the quickest and easiest.
Man, that's perfect. And then the last thing I guess I wanted you to cover with these guys is something that you've recently covered with me. You went the extra mile and you called over to the bank that you guys work with. Which bank was that again? Remind me of that bank.
Westpac.
Westpac, and I'm assuming, because I don't know much about banking in Australia, that's a fairly good sized bank.
Yes, it's pretty much the largest bank we have out here in Australia.
Okay, and it's obviously a crypto-friendly bank, or they wouldn't be doing business with you guys.
Yes, we've found absolutely. So we've found Westpac to be the quickest, the most reliable, they're just easy to work with. I actually did a bit of due diligence for yourself and behalf of another client in Thailand. You can open up accounts over here. The only thing is you do need to go into the branch with a passport, show ID in person, then you can have an account with them. So
that's perfect. And from there, basically, to give the clients an idea, if you, for example, were selling off, let's just say $100,000 worth of crypto for a client, and you notify them, hey, we sold all that Bitcoin, we've got your 100 grand here, what shall we do with it? They could literally say to you, look, send 80,000 to my Westpac there in Australia and send me 20,000 here in the US. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So we can pretty much send funds anywhere in the world as long as the account is held in the client's name. If it's not held in the client's name, if it's held in his wife's name, his partner's name, she just needs to follow a KYC as well, and that's it. So.
Okay, that actually brings up a question you and I haven't covered. Do you offer, let's say that there's a couple, but like in some standards, a couple might just be somebody who has a life partner, or maybe it's his wife and she has her money and he has his. They can set up totally separate accounts as well as joint accounts, correct, with you guys?
Absolutely, you can. You can, there's no limit to what accounts you can open with us. So typically if somebody opens up like a trust account, they automatically get an individual account anyway.
Right. I got you. Man, that's so great. Well, listen, I mean, that's kind of all the things I think. I was just trying to cover some of the perks. I just want to run down with you guys some of the things that this is going to free up for you, and then we're going to let Jeff get back to work over there. The first thing is this. Guys, right now on Coinbase, on Gemini, which are the two biggest in the States, they're the two biggest in the world, I think. Right now, you've got limits. In fact, I just saw today on Gemini that they're putting up to a $60,000 limit when you go to buy Ethereum. And so, I mean, there are going to be things like that coming where you're going to have limits of what you can get in of, limits of what you can get out of. So Caleb and Brown fixes that problem. You've already heard that. It's going to be limitless. Also, right now with those different exchanges, And even best case scenario, 6 months from now, you probably only have the ability to on-ramp in fiat, roughly 5, 6, 7, 10 coins, maybe 15 coins. Right here, right now, you can on-ramp fiat into 2,000 different coins. Here's the other great thing. You wire your money over. One of the things I've done with Jeff is I've wired money over there and said, hey, when I call you, you just dip into my account and buy for me. And he said, no problem. We're ready at any moment. And that is exactly what has taken place. So that's a big, huge, I mean, having the ability to be riding in your car and you look at your, your Blockfolio and you go, oh my God, I can't believe Bitcoin just dipped to 3,500. Let me get Jeff on the phone. You don't have to run home. You don't have to call. You don't have to come home and see if Coinbase has given you your limits back yet. You don't have to do any of that. You've got a real live broker here who will help you guys do that. And one of the things that I want to tell you is that in dealing with Caleb and Brown, you're going to have so many more abilities that you just don't have with the other exchanges. And I'm not trying to oversell it, but I have been frustrated myself over the last year trying to get hundreds of thousands of dollars into cryptocurrency. And this outlet for me has just been a godsend. Now, the last thing we're going to cover with you guys is this. So Caleb and Brown typically charge, depending on the client size, they typically charge 4 to 4.5% when they're making a purchase or they're making a sell for you. So in and out, 4.5% both ways. They have worked out a special deal for us. We're all going to be locked in at 3.5%. In addition to that, Caleb and Brown a lot of times will charge up to 1% when an altcoin is being purchased. So if you weren't purchasing Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin, being the three majors, you were paying another 1% for the altcoin. They have agreed to, in most scenarios, to waive that. If there's a scenario, for example, recently, they were buying me some Veritasium and it was taking days. And, if there's an example there where their person running the desk is having to spend hours and hours and hours, you'll be notified ahead of time, hey, we're going to have to charge a little more for this. But I mean, Jeff's told me that's very, very seldom. And how I want you guys to look at that is not just as a comparison. So typically 4.5% plus 1 puts you at 5.5% at the max. And what they've got us locked in as 3.5, which is about 1.5% larger than you're going to see everywhere else. However, and this is where I want you guys to understand the opportunity cost here, not just the hard cost. You have a live broker you can call from anywhere, anytime. Number 2, there's no slippage. You guys do understand when you buy a Litecoin and your chart shows you $52.12, by the time you get to Coinbase, it's $53.09. You're paying $1 spread of slippage plus your percentage. Also, don't forget, if you're buying an altcoin, you're going to Coinbase and buying Bitcoin first, waiting 7 days, I might add. Then your opportunity, who knows what it is now, 7 days later, you have to send that, pay a network fee to send that over to Binance, wait an hour for Binance to tell you, oh yeah, we got your Bitcoin. Yeah, you can buy now. Then you pay your fees to buy. Then you pay a network fee again to move it out. So all that adds up. This is one-stop shop. And I'm going to tell you something. I find the fee to be worth its weight in gold. So did I get all the numbers correct, Jeff?
Yes, all the numbers are correct. Everything is inclusive. There are no hidden costs. We pay for all the, for you to receive your crypto. It's all built into the fee.
And so the reason it's taken us a few days to get all this information to you is because Jeff had a good idea, and his idea was, look, let's just build a link to where all your people don't have to necessarily, damn, did I just say all your people? How about all of your members? You're not my people. You are friends of mine and you're members. So basically what he set up was he built a link, which I will provide to you guys when I release this video tomorrow morning. And from that link, when you click on it, be prepared to go through the whole process of setting up your account. And I'm going to encourage every single one of you, even if you're not trying to buy crypto right now, Even if you're not trying to sell crypto right this minute, get this account set up while it's available to you. And also in preparedness, success is when opportunity and preparedness meet. You're going to be putting in preparedness for this next run we get in crypto, where you guys will have a place where if you're sitting there staring at, I know some of your portfolios, $2, $3, $4 million, and you need to liquidate, you're going to be months getting that liquidated at Gemini. You're going to be months getting that liquidated at Coinbase. And not to mention, they also put limits on how much you can send to your bank account every day. You've already heard Jeff say this is going to be pretty much limitless. So, I'm encouraging you guys to get this account set up now versus later. But with this link, you'll be able to click on the link, run it straight through, do your KYC. The KYC is very simple. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys so you're prepared. You're going to, of course, fill in the pertinent information, but you're also going to need to have a picture of your government ID, let's say a passport. If you don't have a passport, Jeff, a state driver's license will work just as good.
Yes.
Okay, so a driver's license or a passport. You're going to need to hold that passport up right by your face or that government ID and have a selfie taken of yourself. And I'm pretty sure you can upload that as a JPEG. And then you want to take a utility bill that matches the address that you're putting on your account. Snap a picture of that with your cell phone and just be ready to, send those two documents up as a JPEG. And literally, when I did mine, it was less than 5 minutes. I remember, Jeff, I sent it in. I told you it was sent, and you said, it's all set up. You're ready to go. What do you want to do next? And it was done. Yeah. Guys, how different is that? So anyway, this link he's provided. What was that, Jeff?
It's not always like that. During the December-January period, we had to hire an extra 4 staff just for verifications. So it is important. Clients, where they can, do their due diligence, get verified, get through the door, so that we'll know there won't be any time delay if you need us in the future.
Man, that's such a good point. Is here we are in this down market where things are not crazy the way they're going to be when it starts going up. So again, another reason, guys, to go ahead and get your accounts set up. I will tell you guys, and I just want to say this while Jeff's on the line. He messaged me yesterday and he said, look, I'll get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to serve your folks and give them after hour service if needed. What I want to impress upon you guys is this. We are swing traders. If you have your money already at Caleb and Brown, the way I do, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, but can't I call you up and say, hey, listen, put me in a limit order if Ethereum gets down to 159, that it picks up my order? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so guys, we are swing traders. We're not day traders. We're not going to work Jeff to death. We're going to get in our trades. Most of those are going to last for weeks, months, and some of them even years. Some of them you guys know we've been buying that are going to be 3-year plays. And so what I'm requesting of you guys is to do your best to, use Jeff during his business hours. I think he's in the office around 7 every morning, which is going to be 5 o'clock p.m. East Coast time. So wherever you are in the world, note it that way. 5 o'clock East Coast time is 7 a.m. his time. And, he's going to give you guys access to him through WhatsApp. You'll have all his information tomorrow. I'll give you his personal information. That's okay, right, Jeff?
That's fine. Yes.
Yeah. But guys, don't do what I'm suggesting to you now, and that is go through the link I'm going to provide for you, set up your account, and then from there, if you want to make contact or if Jeff contacts with you, then you guys proceed from there. But let's don't inundate his inbox with, well, what about this and what about that? You guys have set up accounts with all kinds of crypto brokers. So this is another fantastic outlet from you. And Jeff, I don't know, there's not much else to say, but I just want to thank you so much for making this available to this group, to these members. They're a pretty special group of guys and gals. And, I think that it's going to be a great relationship for everybody. I think people will love it as much as I do. I love your service. I mean, it's absolutely top of the charts of the several different big brokers that I use.
Thank you, Jay. I do appreciate that. And, we do appreciate working with, really, really good people in the industry who are trying to do really good things for their family, for their friends. You know, we do appreciate working with, you know, people who are similar in the industry to us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again. And I'm gonna let you get back to work. Thank you for coming on, and we'll talk very soon, buddy.
No worries. Thanks for your time, everyone.